Did you ever get into a situation where you had to wire up 2, 3 or more I2C sensors to your Arduino just to realize that the sensor have a fixed or same I2C address? Moreover, you cannot have two devices with the same address on the same SDA SLC pins. So, what are your options? Put them all on the TCA9548A I2C Multiplexer to get them all to talk to each other on the same bus. The TCA9548A Breakout enables communication with multiple I2C devices that have the same address, making it simple to interface with them. For this tutorial we need a breadboard, a TCA9548A I2C Multiplexer, Arduino Uno Nano whatever is handy, NodeMCU, few 0.91 and 0.96 I2C OLED displays, jumper cables, and USB cable to upload the code. We'll start our discussion by understanding the basics of I2C technology. Then we'll learn about the TCA9548A multiplexer and how the master and slave sends and receives data using the I2C technology. Then we'll check out how we can program and use the multiplexer in our project using Arduino and NodeMCU. Next, I'll show you a quick demo using 8 I2C OLED displays. And finally, we'll finish the tutorial by discussing the advantages and disadvantages of the TCA9548A multiplexer. Inter-integrated circuit, pronounced I2C or I2C, is a 2-wire bus technology, well actually 4 wires because you also need the VCC and ground that is used for communication between multiple processors and sensors. The 2 wires are SDA or the serial data, SCL or the serial clock. Remember, both these lines are synchronous, bidirectional, open drain, and are pulled up with resistors. The I2C bus technology was originally designed by Philips Semiconductors in the early 80s to allow easy communication between components which resides on the same circuit board. With I2C, you can connect multiple slaves to a single master, or you can have multiple masters controlling single or multiple slaves. Both masters and slaves can transmit and receive data. So a device on I2C bus can be in one of these 4 states. Master transmit, where master node is sending data to the slave. Master receive, where master node is receiving data from the slave. Slave transmit, where the slave node is sending data to the master. Or slave receive, where the slave node is receiving data from the master. I2C is a short distance serial communication protocol. So the data is transmitted bit by bit along the single wire or the SDA line. The output of the bits is synchronized to the sampling of the bits by a clock signal shared between the master and the slave. The clock signal is always controlled by the master. The master generates the clock and initiates the communication between the slaves. Now to sum it all up, the number of wire used is 2, synchronous or asynchronous, synchronous, serial or parallel, serial. Clock signal is controlled by the master node. Voltage used is 5 volt or 3.3 volts. Maximum number of masters, unlimited. Maximum number of slaves, 1008. Maximum speed in standard mode is 100 kbps. In fast mode, it is 400 kbps. In high speed mode, it is 3.4 mbps. In ultra fast mode, it's 5 mbps. TCA9548A is an 8-channel bidirectional I2C multiplexer which allows 8 separate I2C devices to be controlled by a single host I2C bus. You just need to wire up the I2C sensors to the SCN/SDN multiplexed buses. For example, if 8 identical OLED displays are needed in an application, one of each display can be connected at each of these channels. The multiplexer connects to VIN, ground, SDA and SLC line of the microcontroller. The breakout board accepts VIN from 1.65 volt to 5.5 volts. Both input SDA and SLC lines are connected to VCC through a 10K pull-up resistor. The multiplexer supports both normal 10 kHz and fast 400 kHz I2C protocol. All I/O pins of this breakout board are 5 volt tolerant and can also be used to translate from high to low or low to high voltage. It is always a good idea to put pull-up resistors on all the channels of TCA9548A even if the voltages are the same. The reason for this is because of the internal NMOS switch. It does not transmit high voltage very well. On the other hand, it does transmit low voltage very well. The TCA9548A may also be used for voltage translation, allowing the use of different bus voltages on each SCN/SDN pair, such that 1.8 2.5 or 3.3 volt parts can communicate with 5 volt parts. This is achieved by using external pull-up resistor to pull the bus up to the desired voltage for the master and each slave channel. If the microcontroller detects a bus conflict or other improper operation, the TCA9548A can be reset via asserting a low to the reset pin. TCA9548 allows a single microcontroller to communicate with up to 64 sensors, all with the same or different I2C addresses, by assigning a unique channel to each sensor slave subbus. When we talk about sending data over two wires to multiple devices, we then need a way to address them. It's same as the postman coming on a single road and dropping the mail packets to different houses because they have different addresses written on them. You could have at the max 8 of these multiplexers connected together on hex 70 to hex 77 addresses in order to control 64 of the same I2C address parts. By connecting the 3 address bits A0, A1 and A2 to VIN, you can get different combination of addresses. This is how an address byte of the TCA9548 looks like. First 7 bits combine to form the slave address. The last bit of the slave address defines the operation read or write to be performed. When it is high, a read is selected while a low selects a write condition. Now this is what happens when a master wants to send a data to the slave. Firstly, the master transmitter sends a start condition followed by the address of the slave receiver and the read and write set to 0. Then the master transmitter sends data in the 8-bit control register to the slave receiver when the slave acknowledges that it is ready. And finally, master transmitter terminates the transfer with a stop condition. Now, if a master wants to receive or read data from the slave, following are the things that happen. Master receiver sends a start condition followed by the address of the slave receiver and read write set to 1. Then the master receiver sends a requested register to the slave transmitter. Next, the master receiver receives the data from the slave transmitter. Once all bytes are received, the master sends a NAC signal to the slave to hold the communication and release the bus. And finally, master receiver terminates the transfer with a stop condition. A bus is considered idle if both SDA and SLC lines are high after a stop condition. Now in the code, let's start by including the wire library and by defining the multiplexer's addresses. Then we need to select the port we want to communicate to and send the data on it using this function. Next, we'll initialize the display in the setup section by calling the u@g.begin function for each display attached to the mux. Once initialized, we can then do whatever we want just by calling the function TCA_select, where I is the value of the multiplexed bus, and then sending the data and clock accordingly. Just in case if you're not sure about the device address of your I2C shield, then run the attached I2C scanner code to find the hex address of your device. When loaded to an Arduino, the sketch will scan the I2C network, showing the addresses that are responding. Let's start by connecting the multiplexer to the NodeMCU board. Connect VIN to 3.3 volts, ground to ground, SDA to D2 and SCL to D1 pin. For an Arduino board, connect VIN to 5 volt, ground to ground, SDA to A4 and SCL to the A5 pin. Once the mux is hooked up to the microcontroller, you just need to connect the sensors to the SCN/SDN pairs. Now let's check out this quick demo in which I have connected 8 OLED displays to the TCA9548A multiplexer. As these displays use I2C communication, they communicate with Arduino using just 2 pins. So the advantages include the communication requires only 2 bus lines, a simple master and slave relationship exists between all components, no strict baud rate is required, hardware is less complicated than UART, it supports multiple master and multiple slaves, ATNAC bit gives confirmation that each frame is successfully transferred, I2C is a true multi-master bus providing arbitration and collision detection, each device connected to the bus is software addressable by unique addresses, most I2C devices can communicate at 100 kHz or 400 kHz. I2C is appropriate for peripherals where simplicity and low manufacturing cost are more important than speed. This is a well-known and widely used protocol. The disadvantages include slower data transfer rate than SPI, the size of data frame is limited to 8 bits, more complicated hardware needed to implement than the SPI technology. Thanks again for watching this video. I hope it helps you. If you want to support me, you can subscribe to my channel and watch my other videos. Thanks. See you again in my next video. Bye now.